So I've covered on my show about people who are focusing their energy on attacking Jimmy Dore over fighting for Medicare for all. So again, for people who don't know, Jimmy Dore proposed a plan so that the people who ran on Medicare for all, these Congress people who ran on Medicare for all, to withhold their vote from voting for Nancy Pelosi now that they have more numbers now to actually have an effect and to threaten Nancy's position, to withhold their vote from allowing Nancy Pelosi to become Speaker of the House until she accepts to put Medicare for all up for a vote. Jimmy Dore's biggest detractors, like Sam Cedar and people on TYT, were agreeing with this strategy. But then people started focusing on attacking Jimmy's character. Jimmy started out being nice. He went after Mark Pocan, who said that this strategy is not going to succeed. And the reasons that he gave were BS, and I covered it on my show, because they do have numbers now and their vote is their leverage. And we're not going to get a Republican as Speaker because it's going to go back into the floor, and then they're just going to start the process all over again, and they have a majority of Democrats. So the Speaker is going to be a Democrat. But the people who are calling out Jimmy Dore really revealed themselves to be in it for their egos more than it is for the people. Again, I covered it on my channel. It's my most popular video. If you haven't seen it yet, it has almost 20,000 views. I recommend checking it out so that you can understand what's going on here. But I made a list of the people who are acting as obstacles right now because they're making this plan look bad to people by attacking Jimmy Dore's character. And some of them think that it's a bad plan. And look, you can think that it's a bad plan and still not attack Jimmy Dore. I didn't add anybody onto this list who wasn't attacking Jimmy Dore's character. Like, I think Ryan Grimm disagrees with the strategy, but he's not attacking Jimmy's character. He went on his show and he was being really nice, right? Am I mistaken?
That guy's on the hill?
Yeah.
He was like the intercept guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He like.
I think because he's friends with Jimmy Dore. Like, he's like genuinely actually like still hanging out with him.
Yeah. So look, I made a list, and this is not the first time I've ever done something like this. I've made this plenty of times before on Twitter. You know, it's like these are like fake progressives, like, you know, call it what you will. Like people who toe the line with the establishment more than challenge them. I'm like, these people do this, and I also make lists of like, these are people who do really good research and have great channels who actually challenge the establishment. Like, I've done it plenty of times before, but this one really triggered some of the people who I tagged here. So here's my tweet in which I said, mask off list of neo-libs pretending to be progressive. I put Anna Kasparian, Benjamin Dixon, Sam Cedar, Emma Vigilant, Jamie Elizabeth, who is on Sam Cedar's show, Tim Black, Nomiki Kantz, Cenk Uygur, David Sirota, Hassan Piker, David Pacman, Jacobin Magazine, AOC, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and Ayanna Presley, who are not really attacking Jimmy, but they're revealing themselves to not be fighters. And I also added Naomi Klein and Josh Fox. What's up?
Yeah, like they're the squad or whatever, so they're obviously a part of it. Like
they're not doing anything. They're not fighting.
Yeah.
And then the first person who retweeted me was Anna Kasparian. I was like, dang, she saw my tweet. I've tagged her in plenty of stuff before, calling her out about her pro-imperialism. And again, I've covered it on my show, The Gray Zone, documenting how she promotes imperialism, doesn't challenge war criminals like Madeleine Albright, and says it's an honor to interview her. And then she just had this gif up here of this guy going like, okay.
Do you really think that she runs her own Twitter account?
She does. Like, if you see how she gets triggered by stuff, I think she does. Unless it's somebody who is like just like her and
that, or she
really
has
cares
access
about her.
to it, and I think she has somebody posting regularly. But it's like when it's actually like something she wants to go in on, she probably just fucking logs in.
So then I retweeted it, and I also replied to her. I said, I took the time, since she has a lot of followers, to say, but hashtag force the vote, free Assange, end U.S. imperialism, pardon Snowden, stop taking corporate money. And also, I put out another tweet in response to that, and I said, also, quick reminder of that this is who Anna gets jitty about and was honored to interview. A picture of Madeleine Albright. And then people are like, oh, it's just a photograph of who she interviewed. No, she didn't challenge her, and she said it was an honor to interview this war criminal, and she went on to interview other war criminals about the importance of NATO intervening in other countries for quote-unquote peace. So, Anthony and Prop, what are your thoughts on this?
You're being sexist, dude. You lay off Anna. She's a good lady, man. Yeah, dude, she's fucking funny. Her first live stream, actually, she logs in on Facebook Live, and she's like, oh, hey, everybody, this is my first time live streaming, and here's what I'm going to talk about. And then I'm in the comment section, and this was like right in the middle of the Bernie Sanders thing where you could see TYT's hand. And I call her a centrist in the comment section. And the comments, she's got it in the view where the comments are like scrolling down the screen. And she reads it, and you just see her face just go like, and she's like, I am not a fucking centrist. And she's like, I'm a progressive. And then she just like goes off on me for 5 minutes and then ends her stream without saying anything that she went on there to say.
Not only does she vote for Joe Biden, but she, again, look at her stance on foreign policy. She doesn't know shit. She pushes for regime change and imperialism.
Yeah, she's super interesting. Like, I think that she doesn't actually have a clear ideology, and she is one of those people that's like, you know, depending on what outlet she's working for, like her stance will change. Like if she got a job at CNN, which I think that Madeleine Albright interview is about, I think that like that's the kind of shit she's gunning for.
And it's crazy. Like, why would Jacobin hire Anriel? That shit is insane.
And they call her a socialist on it or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
well, she's not a socialist.
Unless it's for clout. Like, why else would you have Anna there? Socialist. What? Explain to me what she's a socialist on. Nothing.
But I wonder if she's like, I wonder if she's kept your show and stuff, you know? Like, have these people like been like, who is this Franco fucker?
Nah.
I'm thinking, I have a theory that it's because of my new like profile pic. It makes me look like I'm an actual show. It makes your
channel look official.
Yeah, it makes you look official for sure.
Yeah.
So I thought it was just gonna end there, because, you know, what are the chances that somebody that big is going to like retweet me or whatever?
Yeah.
But then it goes further. Then another big fish retweeted me. Cenk Uygur. He said, this is the funniest list of all time. Take the most effective leaders of progressive movement and pretend they're neo-libs. A Republican couldn't have drawn this up any better. Here are top fighters on your side. Now go attack them. Have at it. Haas. Super proud to be on this list. Cenk, I call you a neoliberal, and I explained this in my response to him. You're a neoliberal because you're taking corporate money for your network. You keep falsely claiming Elizabeth Warren, who played a key role in taking down Bernie Sanders during the primary. He keeps calling her a progressive. And you keep giving CIA talking points about our foreign policy. How are you not a neoliberal? Conservatives in other countries support Medicare for all, so that's like the bare minimum you can do. To like, these people call themselves progressive just because they support Medicare for all and like $15 minimum wage, even though Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi are for that, and that's barely anything to like that. Like, we need the minimum wage should be like $20+. Like,
you know, it's interesting to me. Like, I'm all for getting money out of politics, but to me, that is like Cenk's
it's a half measure. Yeah, it's a half measure.
To me, that is like neoliberalism, because you're saying that the free market, our money value and what we put our money behind, is going to change society or whatever. That's neoliberalism, letting the free market reign or whatever.
I'll give you an example. What does the money out of politics have to do with replacing Glass-Steagall? What does it have to do with the
or having
the
good candidates or whatever? It's like
the mortgage bubble, all that. How far like how much he just it's like it's all about like what would you call it?
Like baby steps?
A marketing gimmick. It's all about marketing.
Where it takes forever to get to that actual, like, when they give you these YouTube commercials where you're trying to get to the point, and it's like, when are you gonna fucking get to the point? And they're like, 1 second, let me show you this.
Garden Gnome and other people have. I think Robbie Yeager too. They show that the Wolfpack money, it's like most of it is from the employees. It's like, hold up, so like. What? So what?
It's exactly, an inflation.
Where is the organization at? What are you doing to stop money in politics? Who's out here in the streets on protest?
They're not on the ground. Like they hired Jordan, who was on the ground, and then they said that they were going to like get more people on the ground.
They put it back in. Even Cenk's what is it? Congress run. Every other candidate wasted their money except Cenk. He just kept that money. He kept all those like what do you think he did with that? He paid himself back like Crystal Ball did in 2018 or whenever she ran. And so this is all they never had any plan of winning. They just got paid off. They paid themselves off campaigning and shit.
Where did all the money go when he was promising people to have more journalists like Jordan who are on the ground? Yeah, and then he like Jordan, brings in Nomiki Konst. And like who else did he bring on? Later on he brought on like Emma Vigilant.
TYT. Like, definitely the golden era of TYT. If anybody was to watch TYT and find it enjoyable, that was when it was.
When they had Jimmy, Jordan, Michael Tracy.
Like when Emma Vigeland at one point was reading WikiLeaks emails straight off the goddamn
what the hell happened
to us on live streams.
You want to know what happened? They started getting money from Katzenberg and other people like that.
Yeah, definitely. They
had an employee meeting.
And then they cover Assange for like 10 minutes after they were pressured to do so. Like they say that they're effective leaders in the progressive movement, even though they don't say shit about Assange.
They don't. Yeah, Anna was mad that Cenk allowed Jordan to read WikiLeaks. I remember she said that. She was like,
he got mad.
No, Anna got mad at Cenk for allowing the WikiLeaks to be read. Like. And this woman is a socialist, Franco. This woman is a socialist. The same idiot is a socialist. The same idiot who wanted Syria bombed is a socialist. Explain this to me.
You can't call yourself a socialist or some of these people who are going to get into you can't call yourself a communist and be illiterate on foreign policy like they are. How much foreign policy do they cover? And when they cover it, how much of it is just information that you could just get from corporate media, from mainstream media?
Nerve bombs, yeah,
man.
They cover culture wars.
And this bombing by Trump to the Syrian air bases was fucking Nerf bombs.
And again, they're not effective leaders if they're not challenging the system. Instead, they toe the line, they bow down and vote for Joe Biden, and tell people to vote for Joe Biden, and then they voter shame people into voting for him. How is that effective leadership? Each president we have, things get worse and worse. From Bush to Obama to Trump and now to Biden, things keep getting progressively worse and worse. And these people keep telling people to just do the same thing. They're ignorant. They're not on the ground seeing the pain and suffrage that people are going through. Like Jimmy said, these people grew up in cul-de-sacs. They're privileged. Their life is comfortable, and so it's not. This isn't life or death for them. They're set, no matter who we have as president.
Like Anna's quite passionate about the Armenian genocide and stuff. She knows what suffering's about. These people like really just enjoy their careers. Like Nomiki Konst, for example, her parents are DNC lifers. They've been staff members for the DNC their whole life, and so is she. And that's why she went for Joe Biden. You could see the path in the road where Nomiki Konst was supporting WikiLeaks and TPP and anti-TPP activism, and then she moves to this like DNC path because she follows the trend, and she thought for an instant that Bernie might like take over the party, but then she goes to Joe Biden, and it's like at that point I looked up her past and I was like, dude, she's literally in this for a career. Her whole life she's worked for the DNC, and her parents did. It's like this is their lives. Anna too, man. Anna's been in media her whole life. Steven Crowder, fucking on Nickelodeon when he was a fucking baby, and now he's an adult and he's fucking propagandizing the world. Like, it's like these people, they're in it to win it. Like Tim Dillon, man. Tim Dillon outright admits it. He's like, I was fucking a child actor and I'm fucking a lying piece of shit. Like, he's so on point.
When their ego gets challenged, like what Jimmy Dore did, because the spotlight was on him for having this brilliant plan. When their ego gets challenged, they attack the character and they remove all focus for what's more important. Suffragium, thank you so much for the super chat. Frank, I am thoroughly enjoying the conversation. I appreciate your stream. What do you guys think about Sam Cedar? Thank you so much, man. Sam Cedar has an MSNBC contract and he's not going to do anything to tarnish that contract. That's why he's been so off on foreign policy. That's why he tells people to vote for any Democrat. He's in it for he's a careerist, just like Anna and Cenk. What do you guys think, Anthony and Prop?
Cool kids. Sam gets to hang out with the cool kids and be on Bob's Burgers and shit. And if he didn't toe the line, he wouldn't be on Bob's Burgers.
Nope.
He would be on MSNBC. The thing that makes me mad about Sam Cedar the most is his like incessant like going after people. Like that's like his main kick, you know? Like he's been going after Jimmy for fucking 6-7 years
because
now,
his ego is fragile and he knows it gets him a lot of views. And again, he doesn't focus on the main issues. He's not objective. He goes after people because his feelings get hurt, because his ego gets hurt.
Because Jimmy is the same as him. He's a comedian news anchor. And it's like he's fucking killing it, and Sam Cedar's like, you know. I have to watch Bob's Burgers though. Like he might be funny on that show. I don't know. But to me, he's like not a comedian. I've never heard anything Sam Cedar has said and like laughed.
When Max Blumenthal was on Jimmy's show one day, it was right after Sam Cedar had a segment on MSNBC. But you could tell that they were talking about him because of that. They mentioned it, and then they're like, yeah, Jimmy, we don't have to name any names, but yeah, he goes on there. He's like not even funny, and he tries so hard to be. So, speaking, you go ahead, Anthony.
It's crazy. Like, this man has an MSNBC contract. When have you ever heard Sam Cedar talk about foreign policy? Like, why is this man like being projected as an authority on the left? This man has no inclination to help us, and it's apparent.
Yeah, he's just a boomer Democratic loyalist. That's what he is. So speaking of Sam Cedar, somebody who's affiliated with him, somebody who's been on his show several times, Benjamin Dixon, who was already under heat for his horrible comments on Brianna Joy Gray, for calling her pretty much like somebody who's supporting white supremacists just because she's on Jimmy's side. Jimmy, who wants to give everybody Medicare for all.
Yeah,
he hates Jimmy so much. So he retweeted me. He quote retweeted me, and he said, "I'm okay with being in this group versus Jimmy Dore. So cool." And then I said, "We already know you're okay with being a neoliberal and caring more about being against Jimmy than being for Medicare for all, you jealous cuck."
Yeah.
He's just letting his feelings get to him. Like, imagine if it was Bernie Sanders who proposed this plan. Like you said, Anthony, earlier in this video, like if he proposed this plan like months ago, he'd be all over it. But
Brianna Joy Gray kind of is interesting, like how she kind of flopped or whatever, and now she's it took me seeing her. She made a podcast about Assange or whatever, and I was like, oh, fuck. She went from I think it was Primo Nutbag asked her a question about Assange.
She gave a bad answer.
Gave a bad answer because on Bernie's request, it showed that she was like loyal to her job or whatever. But then now, like I still have my eye on her. It's like I don't completely trust her, but it's interesting to see her go this way. You know,
I think she thinks that people can be more effective if they're all friends with each other and if you're nice to each other. But in the end, she was really nice to Ben Dixon, and he just throws her under the bus
in ways that she would. Yeah. You see, yeah,
in very disgusting ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm willing to give Bree.
I've never seen his content, Dixon.
I can't last like more than a couple minutes of it because it's just so boring. But from what I've seen, he's just like,
he teamed up with Tim Black at one time.
They teamed up.
Yeah, they were like partners or something.
When he broke the Bloomberg story, where Bloomberg was he was caught on tape saying something about right before South Carolina, Ben Dixon got some tape, and Tim Black and him did a show together, and Tim Black was kissing Ben Dixon's ass. I'm like, bro, like that was.
And then they had a huge fallout or whatever
after. I don't care if Ben Dixon did the right thing. Like, okay, good, that right thing. Fuck Ben Dixon. Ben Dixon has on tape admitted he is willing to sell out. He's willing to be on MSNBC. He's just too boring to be on there. People don't want to hear him. But if it was up to him, he'd sell all of us out.
He's a careerist just like everybody else we were just talking about. He cares more about his ego. Anybody who's focusing on attacking Jimmy Dore cares more about their ego than they care about actually helping people out. And that's why I made that list. They're helping neoliberals, therefore they might as well be neoliberals.